Alright, so today we're gonna solve a quadratic equation. We're gonna have too many ways how we solve a quadratic equation. First we're gonna deal with factoring, then completing square, then the square root method, and using quadratic formula. We're all gonna use all these examples to solve a quadratic equation. Now let's start with the easy one, which is a quadratic solving quadratic equation by factoring. Now, if we have this example here, we have x squared minus 4x equals 0. Now we can factor out the common factor, which is x, right? So x is a common factor. If we take x from x squared, we're going to come up with x. And we take x from negative 4x, we're going to get negative 4 equals 0. Now, this property said if we have AB equals 0, it means that A equals 0 or B equals 0 or both, right? So it's either first one equals 0 or second one equals 0. And we're going to have the same thing here. We get x equals 0 or x minus 4 equals 0. So it means x equals 0 or x equals 4. Okay? So we have two solutions here. We have 0, the solution set is 0 and 4. Okay, right? So this is solving quadratic equation by factoring. Let's try to use completing square by using the same example here, right? All right, we're going to use the same example, which is x squared minus 4x equals 0. Now in this case we're going to solve this equation by completing square instead of factoring. Okay, now well, first of all, when we have x squared minus 4x, right, since we can think about the special products when we have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals a minus b squared. Now I can think about perfect square, the binomial perfect square. So I can think about this one when we have like a squared minus 2ab, because I can create negative 4 to minus 2ab, right? Now here we have, for example, let's go to minus 4. Now if you see minus 4, it looks like a little bit complicated, but it's easier. As soon as we get the concept, will be easier for us. Now minus 4, right? Now I can change it to let's see. Let's just change 4 here. Okay, let's do like 4, just 4. Okay. Now 4 can be written as 2, right? 2 times 4x over 2. Okay, I don't have x there, but let me just take x out. Let me just like deal with 4, okay? Now I know this is the same thing here. Now 2 times, okay, 2 times 4. All right, it seems I have a problem here. No, 2 times 4 over 2, all right? It's the same thing, which is 2 times 2, right? So 4 equals 2 times 2. Okay, I can deal with the same thing here. So it's going to be like x squared. Now x squared minus 2 times x times 2. This is the same. Oh, this is the same thing as negative 4x. Now what I have minus 2. Okay, I have a as x, and I have 2, negative 2, as negative 2, and I have a is x. So b will be what? B will be 2. So what I need b squared, which is 2 squared, right? Which is 2 squared, right? Which is 2 squared. Okay, let me just erase this. It cannot be erased here. Anyway, let me just write it in a different way. Okay, so now let me just, okay, I don't need this now. Now, if I add, the thing is, I mean, we can never do something to just one side of the equation. If we add 4, if we added 4 on the left hand inside, because we want to because we want to have a perfect square, but we need to add something to the left hand side, right? So if we add something to the left hand side, we have to must the same thing to the right hand side. So we need to add 4 here. So if we add 2 square, you must add 2 squares here. Okay? So it can be equal. Now here we have x minus 2, because a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals a minus b squared. And since a is equal x and b is equal 2, so this will be equal to x minus 2 squared. Now we have a perfect square here. Equals 4. Okay? Now I can use the square root method, right? The square root method said if we have x squared equals p, means x equals square root of p, or x equals minus square root of p. Okay? So the same thing here. So we can have, so x, let me just have some space here. So here we have x minus 2 equals 4, equals square root of 4, sorry, or x minus 2 equals minus square root of 4. So here we have x minus 2 equals 2, or x equals minus 2. Wait, let me just do it. Or x minus 2 equals minus 2. Here we have x equals, well, negative 2 will move to the right hand side here. So we're going to have 4, or x equals, well, negative 2, this will be positive 2, so there will be 0. So we have two solutions, which is 0 and 4. Now we just learned how to use completing square, okay? And also we use square root method. Let me have another example of completing square, like something more complicated, right? And so we can get the idea here. All right, so let's start with this example here. Solved by completing the square, 2x squared plus 6x minus 5. Well, you know, sometimes it's really hard to solve the equation by using factoring, like this case. I mean, it's hard to find. If you multiply 2 with negative 5, we're going to get negative 10, right? Right, so we need to get, so we're going to get negative 10. So, I mean, it is hard to find two numbers whose sum is going to be equal to 6, like AB equals 6, and whose product is equal to negative 10, like A times B equals negative 10. It's really hard. I'm sorry, when we add them up, when we add A plus B equals 6, right, whose sum is equal to 6 and whose product equals negative 10. Well, no way we can find this value. So the only way we have to solve the problem is either we can use quadratic formula or we can use completing square. Well, the good thing about completing square is through completing square we can make quadratic equation. We can create quadratic equation. That's one of to prove quadratic equation, quadratic formula, we have to use completing square. And I may do with this one in the subsequent videos. So to how to prove quadratic formula, you will have to use quadratic square. Completing square. Now let's start with this. Well, first let's try to eliminate 2 because we want to make sure to have a coefficient. The coefficient of x squared should be equal to 1, right? So we can divide by 2, right? We can divide by 2 all side, okay? So we're going to come up with x squared plus 3x minus 5 over 2 equals 0. All right? Let's move negative 5 over 2. It looks a little bit nasty. Let me just, isolate, and we have like this beautiful x squared plus 3x. It would be easier for us to deal with. All right, so here we have x squared plus 3x equals 5 over 2. Well, since I have plus, I can think about binomial square, the perfect square. When we have x squared plus 3x, I can think about a squared plus 2ab plus b squared equals a plus b squared. And this is my purpose, is to create the perfect square, which is a plus b squared. Now, I have x squared, and I don't have 2, but still I can make a relation between 2 and 3, right? Now I can, for example, 3 can be written like 2 times 3 over 2. It's the same thing, right? So this can write like 2, okay, times 3 over 2. Now what I have here? I have 2, and I have a, which is x, right? And I have b, which is 3 over 2. So what I need b squared, which is 3 over 2 squared, right? Now, but if we added something to the left-hand side, you've got to add the same thing to the right-hand side, right? So we're going to add here 3 over 2 squared. Now, by using the special product, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared equals a plus b squared, this one can be written as x plus 3 over 2 squared equals. Now here we have 5 over 2 plus 9 over 4. Well, I need to find the common denominator here, the LCD, the least common denominator. We can multiply by 2, and here we multiply by 2, and let's get some space here. Okay, so here we have x plus 3 over 2 squared equals, here we have 10 plus 9 over 4. Again, this is x plus 3 over 2 squared equals 19 over 4. Okay? Alright, so let's continue here. Alright, so here we have, again, we can use we can use the square root method here. We have x squared, so we can just have so here we have x plus 3 equals square root of 19 over 4, or x plus 3 over 2 equals minus square root of 19 over 4. Okay? Well, here we have x plus 3 over 2 equals the square root of 19 over 2, because the square root of 4 is 2. Or x plus 3 over 2 equals minus square root of 19 over 2. Now we have to move 3 over 2 to the right side, right? So it's going to be the same thing here. So we need to change the sign of 3 over 2, and the answer will be, okay, so x equals square root of 19 over 2 minus 3 over 2, or x equals minus square root of 19 over 2 minus 3 over 2. This is minus here. Okay. And I think this is, well, the solutions are, so we have two solutions here. The first one, we start with negative, with the lowest number here, right? So the first solution is negative. Let me just put like, special. Now negative 19 over 2 minus 3 over 2, right? And the second one is 19 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Right. That's my computer is shutting off here. Right. why was too lazy about, let's erase this and make it a little bit clear. Okay, anyway, we got the idea here. And here we got the solution. Again, now what we have learned today is how we find the solution of quadratic equation by using factoring, square root method, and completing square, right? In the next video, we're going to learn how to use quadratic formula, how you solve quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. All right, see you later.